Tonight, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And coming up of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
On first down, Shepard. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard.
That's good.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. 14 yards there, and a Buccaneer first down.
50-yard line.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. From the gun, Shepard. And he's going to go down again.
The quarterback sacked.
And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. The open man is Smith. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. Line of scrimmage moves from one 37-yard line to the other as they come up 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Shepard. That's caught by Howard. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This one caught by Isabella. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up golden opportunity. Strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field, all right? This is naturally set up for a running play, isn't it? But with his ability to throw the football, his accuracy on this drive, you might want to think about a pass play in this situation.
Interesting. Time to find out. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Stop short of the
2nd and goal from the 1.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he's got his tight end, Howard. It's a Buccaneer touchdown. O.J. Howard, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bucs take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. A 10-play drive that time, and it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Seahawks take over.
Seattle's first go on offense forthcoming, and under center, of course, Russell Wilson.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Throwing on 2nd down. Wilson. Flushed out right. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly.
Wilson.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's Carson. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 45-yard line.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 16 yards, a first down. Looked like man coverage, able to read it there on the outside for the completion. That'll be something to track as the game goes along here.
It certainly will, and there's so many different ways that they will try to figure out whether they're in man or zone. Sometimes you'll run a guy in motion to see if someone runs with him. Other times you'll empty out the backfield, spread it out, and see if everyone comes out and matches up. In any event, anytime you see man coverage, you tell your guys you've got to win those matchups, because if you do, he'll get the football and probably for a nice game.
Showing off the quick feet that time and getting forward for a pickup of 3 yards.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 16.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Seattle.
On the delay, here's Carson. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Gain of 7 brings up 2nd and 3.
They run it with Carson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Seattle.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown.
Seattle.
Chris Carson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. 2nd effort there. He was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
And he'll give it here to his running back.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, Shepard completes it to Hardman. A gain of 6 there on first.
Shepard's pass complete to Mecole Hardman.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Mecole Hardman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Now for the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he returns this to the 22.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Play action. It's Wilson. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play that time for the Seahawks. And even 40 yards.
That's a well-thrown ball right there. This is where arm strength pays off because he's got to be able to get the ball both downfield and to the sideline. And that's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback. And he put it right where it needed to be.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. This is Carson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
Chris Carson,
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now it's Carson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Chris Carson.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
A gain of 5. 1st down, Seattle.
And they'll try the jet sweep here. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Touchdown,
Chris Carson with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the 1st quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And we are tied at 14.
Michael Dixon to kick
This
off.
one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. These two teams trading touchdowns here in what has been a back-and-forth 1st half.
And ordinarily, we're trying to figure out how to break out of a stalemate. Here, you're trying to figure out if you can slow someone down while continuing your breakneck pace on offense. I know one thing. The people in the crowd, they're getting their money's worth right now.
And the fantasy owners like it.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just tallying them up, aren't they?
They're watching this game. It was Jaron Reed who got him down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
To throw on 2nd down. Shepard. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
10 at the 42-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
2nd and 11 at the 41. Operating from the gun, Shepard. Flush to his right. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 4.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. From the gun, Shepard. He'll let one go deep for Howard. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. Chris Carson trotting back out there. And he's found the end zone twice. And now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how's he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
Fighting through it, he's got space. He's got daylight. He's at the 50. And all the way down to the 39. It's a big play there for Seattle. 51 yards. Nothing fancy there, a little smash-mouth football right up the gut on the dive, and it turns into a huge play.
You talk about the fastest way to the secondary. Right up the gut as you described, and sprinted into the secondary for a long, long run.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and are controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's given us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Big Vita Vea pushing his way through to wind up with a sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Draw play. This is Carson. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8. Escaping the pressure right. And running with power here. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. These two teams all tied after one.
With the score tied 14-14.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. This will be caught at about the 5.
Wilson.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. To throw is Wilson. The Bucs defense stiffens and pushes this to 4th down. And that one off the mark. A little late with a throw.
A 21-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead.
17. Buccaneers 14.
A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. Now, we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down. To throw again, Shepard. That ball complete to Isabella. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else. And now it's 3rd and 10.
He's taken out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Operating from the gun, Shepard, and that's caught by Smith. And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Tampa Bay.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant. On 1st and 10, Shepard. A quick pass here to Godwin. And he's got this down to the 35. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Off-play action. Shepard. And he slings one that's incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Throwing again. Shepard. And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 yards there. 1st down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the gun, Shepard. This will be caught at about the 5. And the Buccaneers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
2-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Andy Isabella hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs are going to retake the lead.
They got a little bit of everything on that run. Offensive line creating some space, but how about the guy running behind his pads into the end zone?
What does that mean when a guy says running behind his pad?
Means that he's going to be a physical runner. That way he's able to use his shoulder pads, his forearms, anything to ward off people and power his way forward.
It's up and good to make it 21-17. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this out to the 25.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out comes Chris Carson in the Seattle offense. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. That's one they certainly wish they had back. A loss of 8. And pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple.
Devin White on the tackle. A 2-yard gain brings up 2nd down.
On 2nd and 15 now. Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Wilson's pass.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
He was looking for Chris Godwin that time, but it'll be 2nd down.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again. Shepard, quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Throw left side, complete to Isabella.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the 1st down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And nearly picked off.
It's now
surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. And that is incomplete. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And from the gun, it's Wilson. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack.
a loss of 14 on the play.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Operating from the gun, Shepard. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, he obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Now throwing on first down and completing it. And he'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2. On the Seahawks' 29-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks' 22. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
At the 22-yard line.
Throwing on first down, Shepard. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
At the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 9.
Looking to throw on second down. Shepard, this is caught. And the Bucs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves him all the way down to the 1. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a first down. They'll try to run this one in. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. They were able to push him backwards on first down, but this time he forces his way in.
I wonder if he went back to the huddle and said, guys, just a little bit more help, and I can get it done on this one. Maybe even overruled the play call from the sideline, just feeling like he had that opportunity, and he wanted to cash it in.
Now the try here for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. That time a 9-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
23-yard line.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On second down, it's Carson, and he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Seahawks on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing is Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
From the gun, Shepard looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
45-yard line.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. A 4-receiver look here. 3 out to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 8. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
It's a gain of 7.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
At the 44-yard line.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And he's going to keep it here. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
To throw on 2nd down. Shepard. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Shepard over the middle. That's hauled in by Isabella. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Chris Godwin, his 9th touchdown of the season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A 10-play drive that time, and it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Chris Carson trotting back out there.
And Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily when you've set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
I'm guessing he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it?
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Will Disley, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Wilson. His throw incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And that'll make it 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, Carson. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been terrific so far. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown.
Obviously, Brandon, they couldn't get it all back with just one score, but that touchdown chips into the lead, and now it makes the comeback a little bit more manageable.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now. Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Looking to throw on second down. Shepard. That's Isabella open on the right side. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
First and 10.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, where it was the Bengals who were able to pick up the victory at home. 31-21, the final score. From there, we're off to check out another game, and they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. And then finally, we'll wrap up the week on Monday Night Football with a good one between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Seattle now ready to march onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And that will be incomplete. The surprise second-round pick, Sean Bunning, there to get a hand in.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense. Where he stands right now, as you see, already over 1,000. You have to think 2,000 is a real possibility. Long way to go in the season, but what he's done so far, spectacular.
It is, and you know what he's also hoping for? He's going to play a lot of man coverage from here on out because One of the best ways to slow down production is to go to zone and double, triple team, put a number of people in the area that you expect him to run into. But man-to-man, every receiver believes he's going to win that battle. And, you know, they all do. They all keep kind of a book, you know, on what the defenders do, what their moves are, their best things. And he wants to be able to refer to that book and beat one guy at a time.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Looking to throw. Shepard. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Andy Isabella. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead.
This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Point after here coming up. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Takes this about 5 yards deep.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Out comes Chris Carson in the Seattle offense.
So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's getting off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he gets going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Wilson.
Campbell making the catch. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
3rd and
now a handoff here to his running back.
And this will be a Seahawks first down as good running gets him to about the 44. With that run, double check my math, yes, he has hit 8,000 career rushing yards.
And that's fantastic. That means he's now approaching the top 50 all-time rushers in NFL history. That means he just sped past Terrell Davis, who's in the Hall of Fame. And now he's just got to go ahead and be strong and run hard because he's chasing down Larry Zonka.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
5
yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Midfield. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd.
From the shotgun now. Here's an inside give. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Brings up
now Wilson.
That play
he rifles one that's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1. Just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now.
And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause, to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
John Franklin
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be a third and about 13.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Shepard. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
At their own 30.
The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. A pass underneath for Carson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down.
Carson again.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
29-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Play action. Now Wilson. Dumps this one off to Chris Carson. Now Carson fumbles the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers.
Wilson's pass complete.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. The tackle there by Quandre Diggs.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read.
It's caught inside the 25. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. That one good for 37 yards.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
At the 15-yard
from the gun, Shepard. This one caught by Isabella. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second-half blowout material. This will be caught just inside the 10. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, he'll drop to throw. Now he's flushed out left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
3rd and 1.
Operating from the gun, Shepard. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Nicole Hardman with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bucs offense continuing to pour it on. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
The kicker on for the point after.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts.
The kick is good.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead.
17.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at about the 1. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Chris Carson trotting back out there. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Derek Nottie makes the tackle. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
24-yard line.
Here's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Antoine Winfield up from the secondary with the tackle. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Catch made here by Campbell. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Gain on the play. And the Seahawks 1st down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the shotgun, Wilson on the crossing route, complete. It's Campbell. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
And it's 3rd down.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Got an open man, that's Campbell.
Wilson.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. To throw is Wilson. Wide open receiver, complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 30. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Wilson. A throw over the middle, caught by Bryant. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
On the tackle. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and
operating from the gun. Wilson.
9-yard line.
Eluding the pressure right. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive, because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Point after try forthcoming.
Point after.
And that will cut this lead down to 25. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run.
Michael
set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense. Good day for him so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards, but hey, it's the 3rd quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team, because every play he makes, that means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp. A pass there over the middle to start things out. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the...
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
And they run the option on 2nd down. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Marcus Peters on the coverage.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Back to the air on 2nd down. Shepard. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Tampa. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
He finds Howard complete. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 27.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give.
The running
down right around the 25.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the gun on 3rd down, Shepard able to find Isabella. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Shepard, and he's got it. And he's brought down. 14 yards that time for number 14. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
2nd and goal.
From the gun, Shepard. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line.
Jordan Brooks
gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Operating from the gun, Shepard. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. O.J. Howard with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And this Buccaneer offense is running away with this one. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
And it's up and good. That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Seahawks again now ready to take over on offense. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Now he'll pull it down. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Seattle.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Good coverage that time by Sean Bunting.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. To throw again, Wilson. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down.
3rd down.
Again, Wilson.
Yards to go.
Flushed out right. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. Looking for Campbell downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line.
Intercepted.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
Back now comes Tampa Bay. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Jaron Reed on the tackle. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've had plenty of success. 8 conversions, looking for a 9th. This is 3rd and 4.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook. but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4. At the 12.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. He'll check that down to Carson.
Wilson.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats. Throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No
no
yards.
yardage. Okay.
Looking middle, and that's complete. It's a gain of 15. 1st down, Seahawks.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Short throw to Disley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
He'll run it. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
The keeper. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
From the gun, Wilson. Buying time to his left. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a 1st down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, it's Bryant. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And that will cut this lead down to 25. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Second and 5.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Tampa Bay, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll have another home date next week as the Carolina Panthers come to town. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Bucs are winners here as we say so long from Tampa.